Around 2000 to the early 2010s, websites like Newgrounds and Ninja Kiwi felt like a sort of golden age for the internet.
And that's pretty much all there is to say.
Flash games were at their peak and caused many names soar into popularity, like Bloons and Happy Wheels. Whole genres launched by Flash games and YouTube, leaving behind the legacy of nostalgia and great titles. Today, we will be discussing a prominent game franchise from tower defense genre, Kingdom Rush, or, to be more specific, Origins. Origins is a culmination of its predecessors, Rush and Frontiers. The original, Rush, was a really solid game in general, an absolute classic basically begging for a sequel. Frontiers had great environments and was fairly diverse, however, the balancing was nothing short of abysmal. I played for Kingdom Rush games on Veteran, and while the difficulty felt perfect in the first game, in Frontiers it felt like dipping your balls in Industrial Crusher, and then trying to make scientifically accurate paper snowflakes of where it remains. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that Origins felt like an evolution of the series. For all the Kingdom Rush games, there have been 4 main tower types: Acha, Barracks, Magic, and Bomb/Explosive type. All of these serve a specific purpose in the gameplay loop, and it's up to a player to decide which ones they want to use and in what ways. Acha towers might be the most well-rounded tower type. They provide a consistent source of damage to both ground and air enemies that can quickly become very potent. The upgrades allow you to either turn the tower into rapid fire and magic arcane archers that allow you to deal magic damage as well, or just straight up sniper. Barracks spit out troops that act mostly as defense, but can also provide some damage, working best in conjunction with other well-placed towers. The upgrades for the barracks allow for a tower to become either a Bladesinger Hole, akin to Assassin from Frontiers, or a Forest Keeper Hut, which gives him a range attack, reminding me of the Barbarian Hole from first game. Magic towers are just that, towers that are magical. The main benefit from these towers is that they can ignore defense while still being able to provide a decent damage output. The upgrades for the magic towers are the Magus and High Elven. The Magus specializes in dealing bonus damage and area damage. Meanwhile, the High Elven Mage works best for concentrated damage on a low number of enemies with high health. A lot of the enemies are reminiscent of enemies from earlier games. The company who makes the Kingdom Rush games, Ironhide, aren't exactly known for innovation, so the enemies are pretty much identical in function from the very first games, but ever so slightly better designed. In fact, Ironhide is so creative that they have used the same formula for every game that they make for years now, including some weird shitty game called Iron Marines? But regardless, let's move on. This time around, since everything is Stone Age / mythical themed, the enemies are too, giving me a Narnia or even Lord of the Rings atmosphere. For example, we have the Furry, the Fiery Furry, the Armored Furry, the slightly less furry Furry, the Bird, the Mage Furry, the Catapult Furry, the Big Furry, and the Massive Furry. And everything else is just kinda purple. The gameplay of Origins is the exact same of all the previous Kingdom Rush games, but slightly better. Which is nice, since even the bare bones gameplay of the first was really good. If you want a nice challenge, I strongly recommend playing on the veteran difficulty. Easy turns the game into a pissing competition, and the medium is just a bit dull. All these elements allow you to just have a great time and force you to use your head and strategize, which makes for a fun time. In conclusion, should you play Kingdom Rush Origins? Depends. If you played literally any other Ironhide game, then no, it's not worth it. Despite all the good things about this game, it's still essentially the same experience as the original Kingdom Rush. It's also extremely overpriced. Origins costs about $15, you can better spend that money on something like the buying of Isaac or Terraria. In conclusion, this game is just meh.